Hey there, my name's Brent Smith and I'm the Common Constitutionalist, and this is a special Thursday edition of the Common Constitutionalist. Well, it ain't weekend, so it's a weekday video podcast. I was going to write an article about this thing, but as is my want, or as is my need, I'm not a good enough a writer to emote what I need to emote today, because I am so thoroughly ticked off about this COVID-19 crap that I could barely freaking see straight. So at any rate, I've got my notes, because if I don't have my notes, I'm just going to go off on some ridiculous rant that'll make no sense to me or anyone else. So this video podcast is entitled "The COVID-19 Experts Are Wrong Again." And that ain't just whistling Dixie, bro. I'll be right back after this. I can't stand it. Right back. Ha-cha-cha.
You're watching the Common Constitutionalist video podcast, special weekday edition.
All right, I'm back. Remember this. It wasn't that long ago. Remember this? 2.2 million people in the U.S. could die if coronavirus goes unchecked. So it was between 1.5 and 2.2 million people dead in the United States and 500,000 dead in the UK. Oh no, the world's going to end. That was from the Imperial College original estimate, okay? And that's if we did nothing. When would we not do anything? When would we just stand by and say, come and get us, COVID-19, kill us all? When was that even an option? Why would that even be it? Why would it even make it into any kind of stupid ass, excuse my French, study if that was never realistic? And it never was. No one's going to just sit back and say, oh, we can't do anything. It's a tragedy. We're all going to die. Boom. And then that's it. It's ridiculous. So then it was mysteriously downgraded to the best we could possibly hope for. Remember that? Even with mitigation, even with social distancing factored in and all that other crap, and even with trashing our entire economy practically, it was going to be between 100,000, more like 240,000 dead in the United States. Bum, bum, bum. You know, remember that? Because that was like 2 freaking weeks ago, okay? 2 weeks ago. Wasn't even 2 weeks ago. It was like 10 days ago. March 31st, as a matter of fact. Now it's April the freaking 9th. 10 days ago. Then, late last week, it mysteriously morphed back down into 81,000 dead. That was the new estimate. And now, mysteriously, without any fanfare, without any explanation, it's now 60,000 dead in the United States. So it goes from a high of 2.2 million to 60,000. That's quite the difference, don't you freaking think? Oh, and now it's not 500,000 in the UK. It's between 7 and 12,000 in the UK. Tops out at 12 instead of 5. Instead of a 500,000, it's a little over 10,000. Little bit of a difference. Again, don't you freaking think? A 90% downgrade adjustment in the United States. 90 freaking percent. Who else could get away with that kind of thing? You know, some betting website, you know, you set it up, we'll bet for you because we're the experts, the over-under experts or whatever the heck it's going to be, and they were 90% wrong every freaking time. Who would pay for that? Okay? Nobody. A weather forecaster that's wrong 90% of the time. Gonna tune in next week? Don't think so. Okay? Website, whatever, fact-check website that's wrong. Well, some of these freaking Snopes and whatnot are wrong 90% of the time. You still going to check on them? You still going to believe they're fact-checking? I don't think so. This is so freaking ridiculous, I can't even stand it. So all these numbers came from the Imperial College, that English college, and from the American Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation. I think it's in Washington State, or the IHME, that they call it. And it seems that every time they lower the numbers, it just gets less and less press. I wonder why that is. Could it be that's getting less and less press because they're, well, frankly, they should be embarrassed to redo these numbers from the originals that weren't that damn long ago. This wasn't like a 5-year estimate or a 10 or 20-year estimate, not like global warming, where they can be wrong 30 years from now. They didn't learn anything from the global warming people. What you do is you estimate the year 2050 or the year 2100 or whatever. The seas will rise and we'll all die by the year 2750 or something like that if we don't do something tomorrow. At least they're smart enough not to pull this kind of crap and then have to downgrade every freaking week. Unbelievable. So, it's now, as luck would have it, the 60,000 number is about the same as the common flu kills every freaking year. All right? So now we've gone from 2.2 million to about the same number that the flu kills every freaking year. Should we question, the flu deaths? What is the 60,000 deaths for flu? Is that accurate? I mean, if COVID-19 could be this inaccurate, if the quote-unquote experts that we're all supposed to believe are so inaccurate, are the flu deaths inaccurate? I mean, is the 60,000, is it supposed to be, 112? I don't know. So yesterday, Dr. Birx, Fauci's cohort, the wonderful, whatever her name is, I can't remember. I just know it as Dr. Birx, B-I-R-X, I guess, said that anyone who, and this is, I'm so mad. Anybody who dies that has COVID-19 is counted as a death by COVID-19. Okay, you got that? It seems perfectly reasonable until you give it even an inkling of thought. If you give it a millisecond of thought, then you got to say, what? Are you, what? So if you had pneumonia, okay, or if you had the flu, or diabetes, or serious heart condition, if you were obese, or had a liver condition, or a kidney condition, or some sort of dire health condition, and you got COVID-19, and you died. You didn't die of kidney failure, or heart disease, or anything else. You died of COVID-19. No, you didn't, but they count you that way. Wow, what the frick? So here's just one example of the irresponsible lunacy, and this comes out of New York State. Only 1.9, and this is a fact, Jack, only 1.9% of patients in New York City died from COVID-19 that appeared to have no, listen to this, that appeared to have no underlying health conditions. So, healthy people, 1.9% of the people that died in New York City were supposedly healthy. Frankly, I don't even necessarily believe that, but okay, we'll go with that number. Okay? Those were generally healthy before they got the virus. And that means a whopping 98% of the patients who were labeled to have died from COVID-19 didn't die from COVID-19. They died from their already poor health. Like I said, heart disease, kidney disease, liver problems, obesity, diabetes, extreme age, whatever the heck it is, or any combination or all of the above. I don't freaking know, but it wasn't a death from COVID-19. So, what about the deaths from COVID-19? They've now guesstimated that it's going to be 60,000 deaths, okay? Right now, we have a little over 14,000 dead from COVID-19. Not. If we do the math, nationwide, if New York City is a good rule of thumb, and it is because of the huge population and all the, the facilities there and whatnot are better than actually the rest of the country, or supposed to be anyway. You take the number 14,000 who have already died from COVID-19 in the United States, and you multiply that by 1.9%. That's the healthy people that died of COVID-19, apparently in New York City. you get 266 freaking people. Okay, now granted, that's 266 too many. If it was my spouse, or if it was my family member, or my mom or dad, or brothers, sisters, whatever, yeah, I'd be really upset anyway that this virus took them. But anything could take them. They could be hit by a bus tomorrow. I'm not going to blame the bus company, or I'm not going to blame the whatever, okay? And I'm certainly not going to trash the economy over that few people. Sorry, I'm just not. But that's currently what we're doing right freaking now. 266 people. Just do the math. Math, the numbers don't lie. People lie about the numbers. They can make up the numbers. But the numbers, once you get them, they don't lie. 14,000 people currently dead. Dr. Birx admitted that anybody that contracted COVID-19 died from COVID-19. Okay? So that's 14,427, something like that, dead. And if you multiply it by the New York number, which is 1.9%, you get 266 people nationwide died from actual COVID-19, not from some underlying health condition. And like I said, from this, we are trashing our economy. Yay, team. And like I said, do they do this crap with the flu? I mean, how many people had an underlying serious health condition, contracted the flu, and died of the flu? They didn't die of the flu. They got the flu, which weakened them even further from their weakened, already pathetically weakened condition, and they died. If they were healthy, they wouldn't have died of the flu. Oh, by the way, there is no vaccine for the flu, Dr. Fauci, and we're not waiting around. We're not going to trash the economy for the next year and a half or 2 years waiting for a vaccine for the flu, which apparently is going to kill as many as the COVID-19 virus, but yet we are going to wow. Okay, so why did they pump this number up to begin with? What's with the 1.5 to 2.2 million people originally? Okay, that went by the wayside relatively fast, but it was still put out there confidently by the experts, freaking experts. I think it's CYA. I think it's just that simple. It's the same, frankly, it's the same type of reason why doctors order so many tests on patients. You walk into the doctor and you say, "Doc, I stubbed my toe and it's swollen now." Well, sir, I'm sorry to hear about that. We're going to need an MRI, an EEG, an EKG, and a CT scan. Dude, I got a swollen toe. It's probably not even broken. It's just stubbed. Well, why do they do that? Why do they order so many tests? To cover their butts. So they don't, at least they have an excuse so they don't get sued by some chump just looking to make a quick buck because of a wrong diagnosis or something like that. That's why they do it. These fools, Fauci and the Niall Ferguson at Imperial, I think they do this kind of stuff to also, all these experts do this crap to cover their own butts again. Same type of deal as the doctors. Because if you underestimate, okay, say you drastically underestimate the deaths from COVID-19, not that apparently if you do the math, you couldn't drastically underestimate it. More people slip and die in the shower than from COVID-19 apparently. But at any rate, that's beside the point. So, as an aside, you're sending everybody home to stay at home and shelter in place. Meanwhile, they're slipping and dying in the shower at a greater rate because they can't leave the home. Whatever. Okay, but they died of COVID-19. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make light of it, but I'm about to burst with anger if I don't. So anyway, if they underestimate this thing and it comes out that it's a lot worse, who's going to get blamed for not warning us ahead of time? Dr. Fauci, all these other experts, okay? You underestimated this thing. What kind of hack scientist are you? Blah, 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 blah. That's why they did that. In my opinion, that's why they do what they do. And it seems like a pattern that they always do this kind of crap. But if you drastically overestimate it and you're wildly inaccurate, what do you say? Well, we were just erring on the side of safety and security. That's what we were doing. We were looking out for the folks. We were looking out for the people. Hashtag Bill O'Reilly. Looking out for the folks. So we were erring on the caution side of caution and public safety, and everybody goes, oh, well, that makes sense. That's okay. That's all right to ruin half of our freaking economy and put us deep, deep, deep into debt, and everything else that's the permanent loss of jobs, business closures all over the place that can't go back, people that are, like freaking my age or something like that, that if my company closed down, I've been there forever, and I don't even want to get into my position there, but at any rate, that's what I'm an expert at. That's what I know. What do I do now? I'm not going to be closing, but whatever, you know what I mean. But these poor saps that have been working at these same jobs for a long time, what do they do now? Where do they go? They have to start over again. Give me a frickin' break. So that's about all I've got. My name is Brent Smith. I'm the Common Constitutionalist, and I could have gone off a lot worse than I did. I held my temper. I guess I'm glad I did. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm just royally pissed off at this whole thing. It's just ridiculous, and we're just ruining our own lives for the safety and security. And again, Ben Franklin was right. Okay, we're trading in our liberties and our freedoms for a little safety, temporary safety and security. And when this is all said and done, then we have a trashed economy, and it's going to take us a damn long time to pick up the pieces, and we're going to be deep, deep, deeper in debt. Other than that, everything's great. See ya.